Right thing to do. This was the right thing to do by Yogi Love. Because see, because I wanted to read a key tidbit. And I think this is what's, sort of angered me, which is that he actually had a year to go. So his contract was actually beyond, was actually going to, I think, expire next year. So the fact that he said, you know what, I've taken these guys as far as I can. I've been here since, I think he was, so basically he took over head coaching duties after the '06 World Cup. So he was the assistant to Klopp at the '06 World Cup. I think even before them, but he was the manager after that '06 World Cup. So end of '06 all the way to now, 2021, which is a long time. And I think what you've seen a lot of times, okay, you saw it with Italy, where Lippi, champions in '06, you now saw what happened in 2010. Saw it with Del Bosque, champions in 2010, you now saw what happened to them in 2014. 4 years is a very long time. It's a very long time, and I think that especially with national sides, what we because 4 years is such a long time. Okay, it's 2 years between, let's say, a World Cup and the Continental Championships, but 4 years is such a long time that from a World Cup to World Cup or a Euro to a Euro is 4 years. What you have to do, there is a need to change the manager because 4 years, that could almost be a generation because what you normally have are guys who are 26, 27 at their peak winning it. Because remember that German side, Muller, Lam, Schweinsteiger, all these guys, they were super young in '06. Remember, Schweinsteiger was in '04. His first thing was in Euro '04 where he was a winger and he had long hair. So 2010, they were too young. I believe Germany were actually the best team in 2010. Remember, they put 4 goals past 3 different sides in 2010. They were the best team, but they were too young. So normally, if you really hit your peak when you hit that 26, 27, 28, and you have some veterans who are in their 30s, similar to what Italy had, where Italy, boom, Totti, Del Piero, all these guys were in there at their peak, able to win that thing. So what you saw in 2018 was Yogi Love, what worked in 2014 ain't going to work now because there's no Bart Simpson, AK Lamb, there's no Schweinsteiger, there's no Miroslav Klose, and these were key guys because you always need a spine. Of course, they had quality players, but you always need a freaking spine. So I think I don't even know what would have been the catalyst. Maybe he watched my videos. Is he just said, you know what? Because Germany have an interesting team. Because I know Werner's up there and everywhere, but I saw in Havertz, you could be looking at a huge star there, and I think they still have Tar in Leverkusen. Draxler still exists. Draxler still exists. Gnabry, Sule, Joshua Kimmich, Leroy Sané. So Germany have some very good players. So, but I just think that he's realized that this is a young team, and they need a young manager, and they need somebody in line to really get in the best out of this team, which leads me to my next point. There are two names. There are two names. Klopp, Nagelsmann. Klopp's name has been touted a lot. And I think that, Klopp, with this team and so forth, it could be interesting. But I think, you always have to really make the distinction and know the difference between club and international and be ready for international, which is a whole different way of managing, because it ain't week to week. So Klopp would be interested. Klopp bringing in his ideas to a very young team, an exciting team and a very talented team, that would be interesting. But again, there is no guarantee that he will be so successful because again, you have to say what if even if you were successful at club level, doesn't mean that you are a guaranteed success at international level. It definitely helps if you're good at club level, but it's a different ball of wax. Nagelsmann. The thing about Nagelsmann is this. Something is to be said where you have a young manager with young players. Now, I'm not saying that Klopp comes across as an exciting guy with amazing ideas and so forth. But the thing about Nagelsmann is, as I said again, I think that he is one of the best managers in the world because he is dud, aka degree of difficulty. How he's 2 points behind Bayern Munich with his top goal scorer Timo Werner out of there, with guys like Olmo, Poulsen, and Angelino, and he's 2 points behind Thingy, shows incredible management. So if a Nagelsmann, You give him Havertz, Leroy Sané, Gnabry, Joshua Kimmich. Let's throw in Draxler there as well. Um, it could be pretty interesting what he does with this team, because I think what Germany have to look for is, we want to look for stability. And see, Nagelsmann, because he's young, he's like, hey, look, no, I don't want to be tied down by international things. So if I can understand Nagelsmann not wanting the job, and Nagelsmann may be waiting for Real Madrid or even in Barcelona and say, no, I want to do some of this management thing rather than being tied down by international, where you don't have as many opportunities to prove yourself. So I can understand that, and that may be wise for him to say, no, wait, it's not my time yet. I've got lots of, maybe in 10 years' time, I can come in and say what's up. So it may make sense for the German FA to be like, Klopp, come on down, because we don't know how this whole Liverpool thing is going to play out, but I don't know, because I'm not being reactionary here, but if it's between Nagelsmann and Klopp, again, not being reactionary, I want to go for Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann just seems to be, he just seems to represent something new and something fresh. Because I think for Klopp, again, I have to repeat, I'm not being reactionary in terms of, because he's doing bad right now, he's lost the rails, but just that, look at how things ended up at Dortmund. Look how things are ended up now in Liverpool now. And there's a question of, does he know how to sort of come with a plan B, an alternative, and so forth? And there are all those things that are there. So, I don't know. But it's an interesting one, because, as I said again, Germany will always produce good players. Like, if you look at it, because I was thinking about this like some days ago, like Germany are probably one of the best performers, especially at the World Cup. So they've won the World Cup four times, beaten finalists in '66, beaten finalists in '82, I believe, beaten finalists in '86, because I think they lost to Italy in '82, lost to Argentina in '86, beaten finalists in 2002, So, and also, they've been in the semi-finals many times. So, at tournaments, Germany are very, very good, which just shows that this is a footballing country that always performs well at either the Euros or the World Cup, So, and Germany, so they will always be good. They'll always be good. Like, they had a little blip during that time between like 2000, '04 and everything, and then boom, they renewed it in '06. So I just think that it'll be interesting to see what they do. Maybe, look, call up your pankers. Well, I don't know how this return. Maybe your pankers can say what's up. But yeah, I say, but for Jogi Love, it's key. It's good that he has stepped down. He needed to step down. It's for the betterment of the team and so forth. And I think it's pretty much now all about finding that man. I don't know, but something just tells me. Now, here's this thing. I would advise Nagelsmann to not take the job, because I think that you can prove yourself a lot more at club level, and just you can get a lot more experience. That's as if I was advising Nagelsmann. If I was advising the German FA, Nagelsmann with these kids, looking at the 2022 World Cup and then the next Euros and so forth, looking at what he's done with Red Bull Leipzig, it is risky because he's a youngin. See, that's the thing. There's so many assets. As much as it's exciting, it's risky. I would say international management, you do need experience, and you need an old head. You need an old head, because it is very high level, very, very fine margins, and, a small margin of error. So there is an aspect of where maybe look at Klopp. He does have the experience, but I don't know. There's something in the back of my mind that says, I don't know whether Klopp's managerial style and very aggressive style will work for international management. Because international management, you can't just be attack, gong, ho, boom. You need a whole myriad of styles, and see, game management, especially when you now get to the quarter semis and so forth, Euros game management, because if Germany meets, like, okay, obviously this is obviously won't be at the Euros, but at a World Cup or something, if they meet like a Brazil, a Spain, a France, or so forth, you can't just be attack plan A, right back. Like, no, it's you have to be okay. Tweaks. So many elements. I mean, tell me, guys, who do you think should be the next coach on and manager of Germany? Who do you guys think, man, guys? Like that vid, and please remember to hit that subscribe button for that football content. Like, subscribe.